Sagittarius, I need you to really hear what I am about to tell you, because the energy I picked up when I pulled these cards for you is absolutely extraordinary. This is a general reading for entertainment purposes, and I am interpreting the energy I see in these cards, so take what resonates and leave what does not. This is not meant to replace professional advice, but what I am seeing here is nothing short of life-changing. The universe is orchestrating something massive for you, and it involves an abundance so overwhelming that when it hits, you are going to need a moment just to process the magnitude of what just happened. I am talking about a triumph that defies logical explanation, a victory that seems to come out of nowhere, yet feels like the culmination of everything you have ever worked toward. What struck me most powerfully about this reading is the theme of pentacles, and specifically, the idea of a torrent. Not a gentle flow, not a steady stream, but a rushing flood of material abundance, financial breakthrough, career success, and tangible manifestation in the physical world. You are moving from struggle to overflow, from being locked out to being the one holding the key, from wondering if you will ever catch a break to being surrounded by so many opportunities you will need to choose which ones to pursue. The cards are showing me a clear journey from sharp mental clarity through emotional processing into massive material manifestation, and the energy around you right now is building toward an explosion of success that is going to leave people speechless. They are not going to understand how you did it, how everything aligned so perfectly, how you went from where you were to where you are about to be so quickly. But you will understand. You will know this was always meant to happen. The first card that appeared is the Queen of Swords, and when I pulled this, I immediately felt this crystalline, razor-sharp energy cutting through any fog or confusion. The Queen of Swords sits elevated on her throne, her sword pointing directly toward the sky, and her gaze is unflinching. She sees through illusions, she cuts away what is false, she refuses to be deceived by pretty words or empty promises. What I am picking up about this card in your reading, Sagittarius, is that you have recently stepped into a level of mental clarity and strategic thinking that is absolutely foundational to everything that is coming. You have been analyzing your life with brutal honesty, looking at your career, your relationships, your finances, your goals, and you have been making decisions from wisdom rather than wishful thinking. This queen does not sugarcoat reality, and neither have you. You have been facing facts, acknowledging what is not working, and cutting away anything that does not serve your highest path. The sword she holds represents the power of truth and discernment, and you have been wielding that sword with precision. Old limiting beliefs, toxic dynamics, time-wasting pursuits, people who drain your energy without giving anything back. You have been cutting these things out of your life, and that clearing work is creating space for what is meant to arrive. What makes this particularly powerful is the independence this queen embodies. She does not need external validation. She trusts her own judgment, her own perception, her own intelligence. You have reached a point where you are no longer seeking approval from others about the direction you are heading. You know what you want, you know what you are capable of, and you are ready to act on that knowledge with confidence. This mental sharpness and clarity is setting the foundation for everything else. Without this queen's energy, the abundance coming your way would be chaotic or overwhelming. But because you have cultivated this razor-sharp discernment, you are going to know exactly what to do with what arrives. You will make smart decisions, you will see opportunities clearly, you will protect yourself from those who might try to take advantage of your success, and you will build something lasting and real. The Nine of Cups appears next, and Sagittarius, this is the wish fulfillment card, the card of getting exactly what you have been asking for, the card that represents deep emotional satisfaction and dreams coming true. The figure in this card sits with 9 golden cups, arranged in a perfect arc behind him, and his arms are crossed over his chest in a gesture of complete contentment. He has what he wanted, and he knows it. What I am sensing from this card in your reading is that you are entering a powerful phase where your deepest desires are manifesting into reality. But this is not just about getting things. It is about feeling genuinely satisfied when you get them. It is about that soul-deep fulfillment that happens when your outer world finally matches what your inner world has been calling for. You have been very intentional about what you want, Sagittarius. You have been specific with your intentions, focused in your visualization, consistent in your energetic alignment. You have done the inner work of clarifying what truly matters to you versus what you thought you were supposed to want. And now the universe is responding to that clarity. This card is essentially the universe saying, yes, your wish is granted. What makes this even more powerful is the emotional component. The Nine of Cups is not just about material success, though that is part of it. It is about feeling complete, satisfied, grateful, joyful when that success arrives. You are not going to feel empty or unfulfilled when you receive what is coming. You are going to feel that this is exactly right, that this is what you have been working toward, that this fills something genuine in your soul. There is also celebration energy here. When your wishes manifest, the Nine of Cups asks you to celebrate fully, to acknowledge what you have created, to express gratitude without downplaying your achievement. The universe loves when we celebrate our wins because it signals we are ready for more. I am getting this sense that when your triumph arrives, you are going to own it completely. You are not going to minimize it. You are not going to act like it is no big deal. You are not going to let imposter syndrome steal your joy. You are going to celebrate. You are going to share that joy with people you love. And you are going to let yourself feel the full magnitude of what you have manifested. The Nine Cups represent accumulated blessings, multiple wins, many reasons to feel grateful. Your life is about to become rich in ways that genuinely matter to you. Temperance arrives, and this card is absolutely crucial because it represents divine timing, perfect orchestration, and the alchemical transformation that turns struggle into gold. The angelic figure in Temperance stands with one foot on solid ground and one foot in flowing water, pouring liquid between two cups in a continuous, graceful stream. There is something so deliberate and masterful about this image. What I am picking up from Temperance in your reading is that everything happening in your life right now is being orchestrated by forces beyond what you can see. The timing of your breakthrough is not random, it is not coincidence, it is divine precision. Behind the scenes, the universe has been mixing ingredients, blending energies, arranging circumstances, connecting you with the right people and opportunities, all to create the perfect conditions for your triumph to emerge. Temperance is about patience, but not passive waiting. It is active patience, where you trust the process while continuing to take aligned action. You have been practicing this, Sagittarius. You have been doing your part without trying to force outcomes, trusting that things are unfolding exactly when they need to, even when it felt like nothing was happening. This card validates that trust completely. Everything has been happening right on schedule. The alchemical nature of temperance is also significant here. Alchemy is the mystical art of turning base metals into gold, of transforming something ordinary into something precious. In your life, this represents how every challenge, every setback, every difficult experience has been transformed into wisdom, strength, resilience, and ultimately, the foundation for success. Nothing has been wasted. Every struggle taught you something essential. Every disappointment revealed something important. Every closed door redirected you toward the right path. The angel in this card is mixing fire and water, two opposite elements, creating something entirely new through their combination. In your situation, this could represent how you are integrating different aspects of yourself to create something powerful. Maybe you are combining creativity with business sense, spiritual awareness with practical action, past experience with new vision, your adventurous Sagittarius nature with strategic planning. Whatever the specific combination, you are creating something unique and valuable through this integration. The continuous pouring between cups also represents perpetual flow, the understanding that energy and resources are always moving, always circulating. You are entering a cycle of receiving, but temperance reminds you that maintaining flow requires both receiving and giving. Not from obligation, but from natural overflow. The Page of Wands bursts onto the scene with explosive energy, and the shift from the calm balance of temperance to this excited, enthusiastic vibration is dramatic and intentional. The Page of Wands stands holding a tall staff, looking at it with wonder and amazement, as if he just received incredible news or discovered something that changes everything. What I am picking up from this card is that you are about to receive a message, an opportunity, or information that ignites your passion and sets everything in motion. This is the messenger card in the suit of fire, inspiration, creativity, and action, which means this message is going to be electrifying. I am seeing this as the moment when the abstract becomes concrete, when what has been building energetically suddenly takes visible, tangible form. This could manifest as a job offer that exceeds your expectations, a business opportunity that feels perfectly aligned, an invitation that opens doors you did not even know existed, a creative breakthrough that shifts your entire trajectory, or a sudden flash of inspiration that shows you exactly what to do next. Whatever form this takes, it is going to create an immediate surge of excitement. You are going to feel that unmistakable spark that makes you want to take action right now, that makes you feel alive and energized and ready to go. The Page of Wands is young in spirit, enthusiastic, full of potential and possibility. He has not been jaded by repeated failures or beaten down by disappointment. He looks at the staff in his hand and sees infinite potential. That is the energy you need to bring forward now, Sagittarius. Even if you have been through challenges, even if you have faced setbacks, this card is asking you to approach what is coming with fresh eyes, renewed enthusiasm, and the genuine belief that anything is possible. There is also courage embedded in this page energy. Pages are at the beginning of their journey in some way, stepping into new territory, and yet they move forward anyway. You might be entering unfamiliar ground with what is coming. You might be doing something you have never done before, taking on a role that feels bigger than what you have handled previously, making a leap that requires faith. The Page of Wands says yes, do it. Step forward with courage and excitement. The staff this page holds is alive, sprouting green leaves, which symbolizes growth, vitality, new life emerging from what seemed dormant. Your triumph is alive, it is growing, it is ready to burst into full bloom. This card also carries playful, adventurous energy. It reminds you not to become so serious and heavy about success that you forget to enjoy the journey. Your Sagittarius nature thrives on adventure, exploration, and the thrill of new experiences. Let yourself have fun with what is coming. The Tower appears, and I know this card can create anxiety, but in the context of your reading, Sagittarius, it is absolutely necessary and ultimately positive. The tower shows a solid stone structure being struck by lightning from above, with people falling from its height, flames erupting from windows, the entire building crumbling to its foundation. This looks catastrophic, but here is what I am understanding about the tower in your situation. For the massive triumph and torrent of pentacles to enter your life, certain structures need to be dismantled. These are false foundations, limiting frameworks, situations built on illusion rather than truth, relationships or circumstances that were never meant to support your highest destiny. The tower is the universe saying we need to demolish what is unstable so that something authentic and lasting can be constructed in its place. What strikes me most about the tower appearing here is its timing. It comes after the wish fulfillment of the Nine of Cups, the divine orchestration of temperance, and the exciting message of the Page of Wands, which tells me that whatever is collapsing is not going to devastate you. You have the clarity, the patience, the excitement, and the divine support to handle whatever needs to fall away. The lightning bolt represents divine intervention, sudden awakening, truth being revealed in a flash. Sometimes we cannot see clearly enough to voluntarily release what is blocking us. We hold on to things because they are familiar, because we have invested time and energy, because we are afraid of the unknown, because we keep hoping they will improve. The universe, in its wisdom, sometimes intervenes directly and removes what is preventing your progress. This might have already happened recently, or it might be happening now, or it might be imminent. But understand this clearly. Whatever the tower dismantles was never stable to begin with. It might have looked solid from the outside, but its foundation was flawed, its structure was compromised, and it was only a matter of time before it collapsed anyway. The universe is actually doing you a tremendous favor by clearing this away now, before you invest more of yourself into something that was always going to fail eventually. There is liberation in the tower's destruction. When false structures collapse, we are freed from the exhausting work of maintaining them, from pretending they are fine, from forcing something that was never natural or right. You might feel shocked initially by whatever falls away, but underneath that shock, you are going to feel relief. You are going to recognize that you were carrying something too heavy, that was not actually yours to carry, that was preventing you from stepping into your destiny. The tower also brings breakthrough and revelation. The lightning flash illuminates. You are seeing truth about situations, about people, about yourself that you could not or would not see before. This awakening, while potentially uncomfortable, is ultimately empowering because you cannot change what you cannot see. In the context of your triumph and the abundance flowing toward you, the tower ensures you are building on solid ground, on authentic foundations, on truth. What you create after this clearing will last because it will be real. The Fool appears after the destruction, and this placement is perfect because the Fool represents absolute new beginnings, pure potential, and the courage to step into the unknown. The Fool stands at the edge of a cliff with the sun shining brightly overhead, a small white dog at his feet, carrying only a small bag with essentials over his shoulder, looking upward at the sky with complete openness. He is about to step off the edge into empty space, and he is doing so with trust and optimism. What I am picking up from the Fool in your reading is that after the tower has cleared away what was false, you are being given a completely fresh start, an opportunity to begin a new chapter that has nothing to do with your old story. This is not about rebuilding what was. This is about creating something entirely new from a blank canvas. The Fool represents conscious innocence, choosing to see possibilities rather than limitations, choosing to believe in magic even after you have been disappointed before. I am sensing you are being called to take a significant leap of faith, to step into unknown territory with trust. This might feel scary, especially after the tower has shaken things up. But the Fool says fear is just excitement, wearing a different mask. When you stand at the threshold of a completely new life, there is naturally going to be some nervousness. But underneath that nervousness is exhilaration, anticipation, aliveness. The Fool does not have a detailed plan, and that is intentional. He is open to where the journey leads, open to possibilities he has not even imagined yet, open to magic and miracles. Your Sagittarius nature resonates deeply with the Fool's energy. You are a natural adventurer, a seeker, someone who comes alive when exploring new territory. This card is activating that core aspect of who you are. It is time to be bold, to take risks, to trust that the universe supports you completely. The small bag the Fool carries contains only what is essential. You do not need to have everything figured out before you take this leap. You do not need to know every detail of how things will unfold. You just need to take the next step with trust, and then the next step will reveal itself, and then the next. This is about being fully present, living in the moment, responding to what is actually happening, rather than trying to control every variable of an uncertain future. The white dog at the Fool's feet represents instinct, intuition, your inner guidance system that knows the way even when your conscious mind is uncertain. Trust those instincts, Sagittarius. Trust that deeper knowing that has guided you this far. The cliff edge is the threshold between the old life and the new life. Behind you is everything familiar, everything you have known, everything that feels safe because it is known. Ahead is mystery, potential, possibility. The Fool chooses mystery. He chooses adventure. He chooses the new beginning. In terms of your triumph and the torrent of pentacles, the Fool suggests that what is coming is going to open an entirely different life path for you. This is not just an improvement to your current situation. This is a doorway to a completely different trajectory, a new identity, a new way of being in the world. The Four of Cups appears, and this card carries an important warning wrapped in gentle guidance. The Four of Cups shows a figure sitting under a tree with 3 cups arranged in front of him on the ground, his arms crossed, appearing to be in deep contemplation or even meditation. A fourth cup is being offered by a hand emerging from a cloud, but the figure seems unaware of it or uninterested in it. What I am picking up from this card in your reading is a specific message about awareness and receptivity. As your triumph approaches, as opportunities begin manifesting, there is a real possibility of not recognizing the blessing when it arrives. Sometimes, what we have been asking for shows up in packaging we were not expecting. Sometimes, the universe delivers our desires in a form that does not match the mental picture we created, and we almost miss it because we are looking for something else. The Four of Cups is gently reminding you to stay present, stay aware, stay open to how your blessings might arrive. Do not become so lost in your own thoughts, so comfortable in contemplation, so fixed on what you think success should look like, that you miss the cup being offered from higher realms. This could also be about not taking things for granted once abundance starts flowing. When we have been in scarcity or struggle for a long time, and then things start improving, there can be this strange tendency to become complacent, to stop appreciating what we have, to always be looking for the next thing, rather than being fully present to what is here now. The three cups in front of this figure represent blessings that are already present, but he is not engaging with them because he is caught up in his inner world. Stay engaged with your actual life, Sagittarius. Stay present to blessings as they arrive. Acknowledge them, celebrate them, appreciate them fully before moving your focus to what is next. There is also this element of emotional detachment or protective numbness with the Four of Cups. When we have been waiting for something for a very long time, we can develop a defense mechanism where we stop allowing ourselves to get excited because we do not want to be disappointed again. We detach emotionally to protect ourselves from potential pain. The Four of Cups is warning against this pattern. Yes, you have been patient. Yes, you have been waiting. But do not let that waiting create cynicism or emotional distance. When your triumph arrives, let yourself feel the full joy of it. Do not protect yourself from happiness by staying numb or skeptical. The hand emerging from the cloud represents divine offering, spiritual gifts, grace, blessings that come from beyond the material realm. This is not something you need to earn through struggle or force through willpower. This is being given to you. Your only job is to receive. But receiving requires awareness, presence, and openness. The clear message here is stay awake, stay present, stay open. Do not let rigid expectations about how abundance should arrive cause you to miss how it actually arrives. Trust that the universe knows what it is doing and be willing to receive blessings even when they come in forms you did not anticipate. The Five of Cups follows, and this card represents the emotional release work that is happening alongside your material breakthrough. The Five of Cups shows a cloaked figure in black, head down, looking at three spilled cups on the ground, clearly mourning what has been lost. Behind this figure, unnoticed, are two cups still standing upright. A river flows nearby, and a bridge in the distance suggests passage and journey. What I am picking up from this card is that part of your path to triumph involves properly grieving and releasing what did not work out the way you hoped. The Tower cleared away structures, the Fool invited new beginnings, but the Five of Cups acknowledges that letting go is not always easy, even when what we are releasing was not serving us. There is genuine grief in endings, and this card gives you permission to feel those feelings without rushing past them. You do not have to pretend everything is fine. You do not have to skip over disappointment to get to the positive outcome. Feel what you feel. Honor what you are releasing. Acknowledge what you hoped for that did not manifest in the way you wanted. This is healthy emotional processing, and it is necessary for genuine healing. Maybe you are grieving a relationship that ended, a career path that did not pan out, a dream that died, an investment of time and energy that did not yield the results you expected, a version of yourself you had to outgrow. Whatever it is, the Five of Cups says your grief is valid. However, and this is crucial, the key teaching of this card is about where you direct your focus. The three spilled cups represent losses, disappointments, things that did not work out. These are real, and your sadness about them is legitimate. But the two upright cups behind the figure represent what remains, what is still available, what is still possible, what survived the losses. The figure in the card cannot see these cups because he is focused entirely on what was spilled. This is where conscious choice comes in. You can acknowledge loss without being consumed by it. You can honor grief without making it your permanent identity. You can feel disappointed while simultaneously recognizing new opportunity. In the context of your coming triumph, the Five of Cups is clearing emotional space. It is helping you process and release old disappointments, unresolved grief, lingering heartbreak, so that when abundance arrives, you are not carrying that heaviness into your new chapter. Sometimes we need to cry, to feel angry, to mourn, before we can fully open to joy and celebration. This card is that necessary emotional release. Let yourself feel whatever needs to come up. Let the tears flow if they need to flow. Let yourself be angry at what was unfair if that anger is there. Process whatever needs to be processed. But then, when you are ready, turn around. Look at the two cups still standing. See what remains. Recognize what is still available to you. The bridge in the background represents transition, the journey from grief to acceptance, from loss to renewal, from the past to the future. You are on that bridge right now, Sagittarius. You are crossing from what was to what will be. You might glance back occasionally at what you are leaving behind. That is human and natural. But your destination is ahead, not behind. The Five of Cups, appearing just before your major breakthrough, tells me you are in final stages of emotional clearing, releasing attachments to how you thought things should be, so you can fully embrace how they actually are and how they are about to become. The Five of Pentacles appears, and Sagittarius, this card is absolutely critical to understanding the full magnitude of your triumph. The Five of Pentacles traditionally shows two figures walking through falling snow outside a brightly lit church window, appearing cold, struggling, impoverished, locked out from warmth and abundance. This is considered one of the most challenging cards in the tarot deck, representing financial hardship, material struggle, feeling excluded, experiencing scarcity, being out in the cold while others are warm inside. But here is exactly why this card is so important in your reading. It represents where you have been, what you have experienced, the struggle you have endured. When I see the Five of Pentacles appearing in a reading about a torrent of pentacles coming your way, the contrast is the entire point. You are going from the Five of Pentacles to an overflow of pentacles, from scarcity to abundance, from being locked outside to having the keys to every door, from struggling alone in the cold to being surrounded by warmth and support. The journey from lack to plenty is profound and transformative in ways that someone who has always had abundance can never fully comprehend. What I am picking up is that you have been through a genuine period of financial stress, material struggle, feeling like you were on the outside looking in, while watching others seem to have everything you wanted. Maybe you have been working incredibly hard, with very little to show for it. Maybe you have watched opportunities go to everyone around you except you. Maybe you have felt like you were doing everything right, but still could not get ahead financially. Maybe you have experienced actual poverty, or the fear of it, or the shame that comes with having less than you need. This card validates that entire experience. It says, yes, that was real. Yes, that was genuinely difficult. Yes, you have every right to feel exhausted and frustrated by that struggle. But here is the transformation that is unfolding. The Five of Pentacles shows figures locked outside, but the church window is always brightly lit in this card, which means abundance was always there. It was just on the other side of a barrier. That barrier is dissolving right now, Sagittarius. You are about to move from outside to inside, from cold to warmth, from scarcity to plenty, from exclusion to belonging. And because you have lived the Five of Pentacles experience, you will value the abundance when it comes in a way that someone who has never struggled simply cannot. You will appreciate every single blessing. You will be grateful for opportunities others might take for granted. You will not waste what you receive, because you know what it feels like to have nothing. The Five of Pentacles also represents isolation and the loneliness that comes with struggle. When we are experiencing financial hardship or material lack, there is often shame attached, which causes us to hide our struggles, to pretend everything is fine, to isolate ourselves from others. If you have been feeling alone in your journey, invisible in your struggle, unsupported in your efforts, that is about to change dramatically. As abundance flows in, as your triumph becomes visible, you are going to find yourself surrounded by genuine support, meaningful opportunities, authentic connections. The isolation of the Five of Pentacles is ending. In terms of timing, the appearance of this card in your reading tells me you are at the very end of the struggle. You might still be in it, or just barely emerging from it, but the shift is imminent. The contrast between where you have been and where you are going is going to be stark, obvious, undeniable. People are going to be shocked by your transformation. You are going to be shocked by how quickly things can change when divine timing aligns. The Six of Pentacles arrives as your final card, and Sagittarius, this is the perfect culmination of your entire journey. The Six of Pentacles shows a prosperous figure holding scales in one hand, distributing coins to two people kneeling before him with the other. This is the card of generosity, balanced giving and receiving, charity, abundance shared, resources distributed, wealth consciousness. What I am picking up from this card as the outcome of your reading is absolutely beautiful and represents the highest expression of material success. You are not just receiving abundance, you are becoming a channel for abundance. You are moving into a position where you have enough to give, where you possess resources to share, where you can be genuinely generous and help others who are currently where you once were. This is the completion of the entire cycle. You moved from the sharp clarity of the Queen of Swords, through the wish fulfillment of the Nine of Cups, into the divine timing of temperance, received the exciting message of the Page of Wands, experienced necessary clearing with the Tower, stepped boldly into new beginnings with the Fool, learned to stay present with the Four of Cups, processed grief with the Five of Cups, acknowledged your struggle with the Five of Pentacles, and now you arrive at the Six of Pentacles, where you are no longer the person in need, but the person who has plenty to share from overflow. This is your triumph, Sagittarius. Not just that you receive abundance, but that you receive so much that giving becomes natural, effortless, joyful. The scales this figure holds represent balance, fairness, justice, right relationship with money and resources. You are going to approach your newfound abundance with wisdom. You are not going to hoard it out of fear that it might disappear. You are not going to waste it through recklessness or poor decisions. You are going to manage it with intelligence, share it with generosity, and trust that there is always more flowing because you understand how universal abundance actually works. The two figures receiving coins represent people whose lives will be touched by your success, your generosity, your willingness to lift others as you rise. I am getting this powerful sense that part of your soul purpose involves helping others, that your triumph is not just for your personal benefit, but has ripple effects that touch many lives. When you succeed, when you rise, when you receive this torrent of pentacles, you are going to naturally want to help others do the same. You are going to mentor, support, guide, teach, give, and that generosity is going to keep the abundance flowing because the universe always responds to a generous heart. The more you give from authentic overflow, the more you receive. The more you share, the more expands. The Six of Pentacles proves you understand this fundamental principle of abundance. This card, as your final outcome, confirms everything promised in this reading. The torrent of pentacles is absolutely real. The inexplicable triumph is coming. You are about to experience a level of financial and material abundance that will genuinely shock you and everyone who knows your story. But this success is not random or accidental. It is the direct result of your mental clarity, your emotional healing work, your patience with divine timing, your courage to begin again, your willingness to grieve and release, your acknowledgement of struggle, and now your readiness to both receive and give with equal grace. You have prepared for this moment, Sagittarius. You have done the deep inner work. You have faced the challenges without giving up. You have stayed on your path even when it was difficult and lonely. And now the universe is about to reward you beyond what you currently believe is possible. The Six of Pentacles is the universe saying you are ready, You have proven yourself. You have the wisdom to handle abundance. You have the heart to share it. You have the balance to sustain it. Receive what is coming with open hands and an open heart, knowing you have absolutely earned it, and knowing this is only the beginning of what is possible for you. Sagittarius, as I close this reading, I want you to truly absorb the magnitude of what has been revealed in these cards. This is not a minor shift or a small improvement. This is a complete transformation of your material reality, a triumph that will feel inexplicable because the way everything comes together will seem almost miraculous. But you and I both know it is not actually inexplicable. Every card in this reading shows how you have prepared for this moment through clarity, patience, courage, emotional work, and maintaining balance even through struggle. The torrent of pentacles coming for you is the universe acknowledging all of that preparation and declaring that now is your time. From what I am picking up, this abundance is going to arrive in multiple forms simultaneously. It could be a significant career opportunity that exceeds anything you imagined, a financial windfall from an unexpected source, a business breakthrough where everything suddenly clicks, multiple income streams opening at once, investments paying off, or all of these things happening together. The key is that it is going to feel like a flood, not a trickle. You are going to go from wondering how you will make things work to having more than enough, and that shift is going to happen faster than you currently think is possible. Remember the essential lessons woven through this reading. Stay present and aware so you recognize blessings when they arrive, even if they come in unexpected packaging. Honor your emotions and process your grief so you can fully open to joy when it arrives. Remember where you have been so you deeply appreciate where you are going. And most importantly, be willing to share your abundance, to lift others, to be generous with what you receive, understanding that giving keeps the flow active and expanding. This reading is a general interpretation of energy I see in these cards, meant for entertainment purposes, so take what resonates deeply and leave what does not. But I need to tell you, Sagittarius, the energy surrounding you right now is absolutely electric, with potential and possibility. Your triumph is not a question of if, it is only a question of when, and that when is very close now. Get ready to party, because what is coming for you is going to give you every reason to celebrate wildly. The struggle is ending, the breakthrough is here, and your entire life is about to change in the most beautiful, abundant, and genuinely miraculous ways. Trust the process that has brought you to this moment. Trust yourself and your ability to handle what is coming. Trust the universe that has been orchestrating this behind the scenes. And get ready to receive the torrent of pentacles that has your name written all over it.